Hello, good evening, or whatever time of day you're watching this. I thought today I would film a little evening routine, like really old school YouTube, but with a mukbang as well, because I've never done one of those before. And I'm actually home alone tonight because my mum is away. So yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to do a little video of me in my evenings. I don't really film it usually. So yeah, I hope you like the video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment if you do like my video. And yeah, let's get into it. So, I've had a really quiet day. It's actually Halloween weekend when I'm filming this. I'm not going out or anything. I'm actually kind of glad I'm not doing anything this weekend, because every weekend in November now and early December I'm doing something every weekend. So I'm definitely going to enjoy my night in tonight. So it's actually 4:30 now, and I usually start my evening off by walking the dog. I don't actually take my phone with me when I walk the dog, just because I like to use that walk to switch off for a bit, just chill out. I said unwind for the evening, so I will leave my phone behind. I won't film anything. But if you do want to watch me walking the dog, you can either go on my TikTok or you can watch previous vlogs where I walk him. But yeah, I'm going to start off my evening doing that. Hello, it is dinner time. As you can see, it's got a lot darker. I had a nice little walk with the dog. Sorry for the awkward crouching. If I stand up, I either have to stand all the way over here and like shout at you, or I can be stood like this. So we just love being tall. I realised as well, I look like a walking taller ad. I promise you it's not sponsored. I just thought I'd look more put together and have a matching loungewear set on. This jumper's quite big for me as well, but I kind of like it. It's kind of cosy. But yeah, so I'm going to make dinner. It's a bit of a like reheated dinner, because like me and mum, we're like a 2-person household. A lot of the time we just like batch cook food, just like reheat it later in the week. So I've got fish cakes, which my mum has made. Yep, there's nothing like a Slimming World book, I don't really know. Then I'm gonna have some sweet corn and green beans for those, and some chips, which I've just got out of the freezer. So yeah, I'm just gonna reheat all that now, and then I'll sit down with you for dinner. Right, dinner is served. Sorry, this angle's a bit like, again, I'm just crouching down. I need to get a taller tripod, I think I've learnt that. So yeah, we've got chips, veg, and fish cakes. So I did ask on Instagram if there was any questions for my little mukbang. I've got one. But yeah, I wasn't expecting loads anyway. So the first question was, do I regret going to uni, and if I went back, what would I study now? I get asked this quite a lot, because obviously I share a lot of my university experiences online and graduation life and things like that. Hang on, let me eat. Actually, these fish cakes, you know what, they're more like a quiche. I think because the base of them is like egg, they're not like a breadcrumb thing. They really taste like a kind of fishy quiche. So if you like quiches, you might like these. If I went back to uni, so the first part of the question was, do I regret going to uni? No, I don't. I think I wouldn't, as cringy as it sounds, I wouldn't be the person I am now if I didn't go. I wouldn't have met like half my friends either. So obviously very grateful for that part of uni. See how this veg tastes. I've never really cooked these green beans before, so. I don't regret going. Obviously, I didn't have the best experience I probably could have done. One, because of the pandemic, and two, obviously I dropped out halfway through my degree, so I did miss out on that time with my friends and things like that. I was so grateful to like obviously live in such a beautiful city for like, I mean, it really wasn't 4 years in the end. If I think about the actual time I lived there through all my breaks and pandemic, I probably lived there for about 2 years, I reckon, out of the 4. So yeah, I was glad I got to experience a really nice city. Like honestly, Bath, if you're looking at unis now, Bath, I've always felt really safe going out. Like, it's like, as much as I love London, I always feel like when I'm in London, I'm always like watching my bag or really self-conscious of who's looking at me. Whereas in Bath, I never really felt that. It's a very studenty city, or like, I think we kind of has two populations. Obviously, there's a student population. There's also quite a big like family population. So there's quite a safe city. There's a lot of countryside around it. Yeah, I was very grateful to live in such a nice city for like 2 and a bit years of my life. If I went back now, I definitely wouldn't have studied education. I think I just kind of got sucked into that, because when I was like 18, I was working in like an after school club. I was working with kids. That's all I sort of really knew. I was like, oh, might as well pursue an education career because that's what I was working in at the time. But obviously, as I've grown up, I don't really want to work in education anymore, so I wouldn't do education. Maybe like English. I think English is quite a broad subject. It's one of those classic ones, like what you're going to do an English degree. But so actually, originally, I remember this conversation, obviously, at the end of year 11, you have like a meeting with a careers advisor. And I remember saying to her, I was like, you know what, I want to study English, and then maybe do like a PGC after, to get like to be a teacher if I'm still interested in that. And she literally said, she was like, probably not the best. Like, she's like, if you actually want to be a teacher, you should just start doing a degree straight away. I think it's such bad advice because, as I said, you change so much from the age of like 18 to 21, 22. Like, if you're unsure about a subject, like I'd say don't go for it. And like, again, when I went to college and spoke to a careers advisor and I said, oh, I'm interested in education, but I do like psychology, they were like, do a psychology degree. They really like pushed it down me. I can see why, because obviously education you do kind of associate with just teaching, but I didn't do a teaching pathway degree, I just did like the education part. So I mainly did theory, I didn't do any practical stuff really. So yeah, I can see why she said do psychology if you're not sure. But again, by the end of A-levels, I hated psychology. And then once I got to uni, I was like, yeah, it's just not for me. Like, I hated statistics. It was just too sciencey. No. So I think a lot of people assume, like, because it's psychology, it's like, oh, it's mental health. It's learning about how people work, like tick, which it is slightly, I said, once you get to degree level, it's so much more, like, sciencey and, like, statistical. I just hated it. That's why I dropped out my first degree. If I was to go back now, I think I would do, I said probably English because it's quite a broad degree and it does teach you how to like analyse things. So I think it's good for like later in life. So I'd probably do English literature or maybe English lit/lang because I did that A-level. I actually quite enjoyed that. And that was the thing I got the best grade in. I got a B in English language/literature. So I'll probably go do English language/literature, or maybe like media and communications or something like that. Because I think I've learned, like, I enjoy learning about the world and I enjoy learning about different cultures. And I think something like media or like cultural studies, something like that, I think would have really interested me. If I could actually go back in time, I'd say, Kira, just do something you actually enjoy. Don't do something you think is going to make you more employable. Because at the end of the day, everyone's got a degree nowadays, so it doesn't set you apart. Like, no degree is better than another, really, unless you want to get into a specific field. But if you're, like, not sure what field you want to go into, just do a really broad degree. As I said, like, so many people do jobs unrelated to their degree, so yeah, just pick something you actually enjoy and don't worry about if it's an employable degree or not, because honestly, they're all kind of the same. I've moved because I got water. Just, like, generally when I meet new people and they find out what I do like in my spare time, which is like YouTube and Instagram, a lot of people ask like, oh, what made you get into that, or like, why have you started it? And to be honest, for each platform it's really different. Like, so I've had my Instagram the longest, so that, my ex-Louise account, I've had that since 2013, so that's like 8 years now. I think I started because I just remember seeing like on my Instagram explore page, like, girls taking pictures of like Lush bath bombs and those, like, you know, when everyone had that like floral bed set from IKEA and they would put like Lush bath bombs with young candles. I just thought, I was like, oh my god, like, I look so cool, look so fun. And like, my friendship group back in school, or to be fair, every friendship group I've ever been in, I've always been like the girly girl who likes pink, I said, like, really aesthetic things like that. And like I said, when I got to school, I didn't really have anyone to like sort of talk to about those sort of things that I liked, so I was like, you know what, I'll set up my own Instagram account and do that, because I did have like pink bedding at the time. That's how my Instagram started. And like, to be fair, in its first year I did get 1,000 followers, which is, as I said, back then, like 2013, that was like a lot of people. I guess back then Instagram was a bit like TikTok, it was quite easy to grow on. So yeah, the first year I had my Instagram, I think I started when I was in like year 10, year 9, year 10 I would have started it in. And then when year 11 came around, there was a lot happening sort of in my personal life. Like, we were moving house, and yeah, I kind of abandoned it at GCSE, so I didn't really put much effort into it. So I kind of plateaued a bit. And again, once I got to college, I kind of picked up again, because I was at college, I could like wear my own clothes and things. That's when I started doing outfit photos, was when I went to college. And yeah, then obviously A-levels came. I didn't really put much effort in because I was focused on my A-levels. I think I did reach 2,000 followers back in like my college days, but then like you know, sometimes like Instagram would get rid of loads of like old accounts. Again, one time they did that and like I literally lost almost half my followers. So I never bought them or anything. As I said, the people that would just follow you were just like bots or whatever. So yeah, so I did lose a lot before I went to uni. I went to uni, but then at that sort of time, influencers were only really just becoming a thing, and like people only thought doing Instagram and YouTube was like cool if you had a lot of followers. And obviously I didn't have loads. I had like 1,000, which I know is a lot in the grand scheme of things. Like I said, I had about around 1,000, and when I got to uni I was like, people are gonna think it's really weird that like I do Instagram and YouTube. And then I started YouTube, so I started Instagram in 2013, and then I started YouTube in 2015. I remember I started it as soon as I left school, because for that reason I was so worried what people were going to think of me for doing YouTube. Like Zoella and like Marcus Butler, they were only just becoming a thing at that sort of time. I was like, I don't want to do YouTube whilst I'm at school, because people make comments, like they were already making comments when I was at school, like saying, Kira, can I have a shout out? Oh my god, you're like Instagram famous, like. And I was so shy back then. I was like, I just didn't want any more attention. So I actually started uploading concert videos to this account. If anyone's been around since then, you deserve a medal, honestly. And like concert videos first, that's what, when I was like 16, I was always at concerts. Because I just wanted to like have them to look back on. And I still do look back on them now. I think most of them are private, but yeah, originally when I did my YouTube channel, I was like, I'll just put concert videos on there. And then I said, once I actually left school, I was like, oh, I'll start doing sit down videos. So I did like Lush hauls, like Topshop hauls, that kind of thing. And they got quite a few views, to be fair. I started doing that in college. Again, I felt slightly less judged in college because like my college was quite big. Not everyone knew me. So it's like, I don't really, like, not everyone's going to talk about it like they would do at school. Because my school was so small, like everyone knew each other's business, which I hated. But there was actually one instance in college where I was just walking home to get the train home, like literally minding my own business, and then like 3 boys like ran up behind me who went to my old school, and they were like, oh my god, Kira, this person was watching your videos at lunchtime, like, are you trying to be the next Zoella? And all this. I was just so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god. So I think I actually stopped uploading for a little bit, because like I hate the fact that people from school watch. Like honestly, now I don't really care, because I don't see them. Like if they've got so much an issue with it, they need to like check themselves, really. Like I can do what I want, but anyway. Yeah, I kind of stopped uploading. Then I went to uni again. I don't think I really uploaded for the first month I was at uni, because I wanted to enjoy uni. I was going out all the time. Started doing like student vlogs, because at that time sort of Jack Edwards was becoming big, Eve Bennett, like so all the like study YouTubers were coming like around 2017. I remember that was becoming quite a big thing. I was like, oh, I could do that. So I started doing vlogs and things and room tours. I think my room tour was like my second most viewed video, like from my first year. So yeah, I started doing that. And then obviously when I dropped out of university, I didn't upload for a year. That's like the longest I've gone without uploading, because I was in such a horrible headspace. I just didn't feel creative or anything. Back to uni, I was like, do you know what? I actually missed that part of my life, like making videos and things. So yeah, sort of 2019, I like actually started doing it again properly, and I've done it consistently now for the past 2 years. And TikTok is my most recent thing. So I started doing that the beginning of this year. I actually got my account in January 2021. And because I was working in social media at the time, I was like, you know, I need to have a TikTok account to know what the trends are and things like that. And I just started posting on there, like just having fun with it, really. My TikTok sort of took off probably this summer, I'd say, which was when I was like the unemployed graduate. That was kind of my little niche. And I spoke about graduate struggles, and I've spoken a lot about my university journey on there. And like I said, a lot of people seem to find it useful what I talk about, and because I just don't think people talk about dropping out of university enough. Like it is so, once you start talking about it, you'll realise so many other people have done the same or feel like they want to drop out. And I just, as I said, when I dropped out of university, I just knew no one else that had. In the age of social media where everyone's like posting their night out pictures or Freshers Week, I just felt so alone when I dropped out of uni. So the fact that now I can talk about that experience and that's helping people is just amazing. I think I hit 1,000 followers on TikTok like September this year, I think it was. So yeah, I've had it January. In about 7 or 8 months, I hit 1,000 followers. So I'm pretty proud of that. As I said, I'm really not motivated by like numbers or money or anything. Like, as I said, I've been creating content since what, like 2013. And in all those years, I've had 2 Instagram ads. That is it. Like, and you can Google how much like followers might or creators my sort of size on Instagram get paid. Like, it's not loads. Like, the like 7-8 years I've been doing Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, I've had 2 ads. So I obviously don't do it for money. But I think, like, I can't draw, I can't sing, I can't dance. I think just social media and creating things like that, that's just my creative outlet, and it's just so good for my mental health. And the reason I wanted to sort of film this mukbang part of it was to sort of, like, also draw attention to, like, being alone, like being happy alone. Something I wanted, well, that's sort of something I've struggled with definitely since graduating. Because you go from, like, such a social, busy life at uni to moving back home, and, like, life just gets so quiet. It's really bizarre. And even now, as my mum's not here tonight, my mum doesn't work from home now, so I went from being in a lockdown every day with my mum and my brother. My brother moved out, my mum doesn't work, and I remember I just graduated, I started a new role in my job, and the first couple of weeks were just so lonely. And I think I spoke about it briefly in my Notting Hill vlog. She signed off work for like 2 days, or yeah, and then I had the weekend, so I was off for like 4 or 5 days. So I just remember I was just sat on my laptop, like not knowing what I was really doing in this job role, had no one to talk to at home, and it really finally hit me. I was like, wow, I'm not at uni anymore, like I'm not in my comfort zone. And I literally wrung my boss in tears. I was like, I just can't do this. Like, I just felt so lonely. And I think with things like that, time is really good. Like, as time goes on, I've got used to being alone, like 8 till 6 every day. And it's really good preparation for when I do eventually move out the house. I don't know if I'm going to be living with friends or living on my own or whatever. But I think if it comes to me living on my own, I won't be so scared of it, because I literally live in this house probably on my own 70% of the time anyway. So glad that kind of happened. But yeah, graduate life is so lonely. So I wanted to kind of go through a few things to like make you feel less alone if you're working from home or if you live alone now. So yeah, one thing I'll definitely say is doing a hobby. As I said, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I make a lot of the videos when I'm home alone, so that's something I really enjoy doing. And yeah, it just gets your creative juices flowing, it keeps your mind off the fact you're home alone. So yeah, if you can find a creative hobby, I'd really recommend it. It doesn't have to be social media. I completely understand not everyone wants to do social media. So yeah, creative hobbies. I would also say as well, try and have like a little like routine of your day. So in the morning, like 2 days of, like I do 2 days on, 1 day off. I always do a workout in the morning. Again, it just kind of breaks up my day a bit. So I'll get up, have breakfast, do my workout, get ready for the day, and then come back downstairs and I actually work from this kitchen table. And then I set up my workspace, and yeah, so I'd say do something in the morning. Let's go for a walk, do a workout, yoga, whatever it is. Just move in the morning somehow, so you're just not sat at home all day. Job searching, just get up early and like get yourself prepared for the day, then do your job searching. And also if you're someone who works from home, definitely like just try and schedule in meetings with people. Like, even if you don't necessarily need to have a meeting for that specific task, I'd say just put in a meeting anyway. So again, you're actually talking to people. Because I remember the first couple of weeks of my job, like I really wasn't, like I had no meetings, so it was just me in silence all day. But now in my job, I do talk to people most days, so that really helps. Even if it's just a virtual call or whatever, just make sure you're making time for FaceTimes, maybe on your lunch break, FaceTime a friend or something. Again, it just breaks up the day. I think if your days are like all the same, that's when you really sort of feel a bit bored and a bit lonely. Today, so my mum left like midday today, so what I did is I watched a bit of YouTube, did a bit of revision for my driving theory test, and then I was like, do you know what, I'm not going to just sit and watch YouTube all day, so I'll just get bored. So I was actually reading for like an hour today, did a bit of reading, and then I came down, cleared up the kitchen, and then I took my dog for a walk, watched a bit of YouTube, and now I'm filming this. So you see what I mean? If you just break up your day, it gives you stuff to look forward to, and as you're not just sat in one place overthinking. One thing I do find about like living alone, being alone in the house, is I find I don't sleep as well. Like if mum's not here, because obviously I know it's just me in the house. I'm like, oh my god, what a burglar comes, but the chance of that is so rare. But yeah, that is something I need to work on, is obviously just like sleeping better when like I'm home alone, but that will come in time, I think. As well, like if you have days off on your own, I would just really recommend like solo trips. Like again, I will link below this Notting Hill vlog I talk about, but as I said, in those first couple of weeks when I was really lonely, there was one day I was like, do you know what, I just can't be in this house anymore. So I booked a train ticket and I went to London, and I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna go to a place I've never been to before. So I went to Notting Hill and I sat in a cafe on my own for the first time and had like a meal, and do you know what, it was absolutely fine. And I felt really empowered by the fact that I went to like quite a busy part of London, and I sat in a cafe and I was just chilling. And yeah, it was a really good feeling. And I've never sat in like a restaurant for dinner, but I said after sitting in that cafe, I think, do you know what, I could eat dinner alone. So maybe I'll do more solo trips in the future. But yeah, as I said, if you're someone who lives alone or works from home alone, would really recommend like a solo trip somewhere. That does help your confidence. But yeah, if you're someone who's like recently single or you recently live alone, I promise you it does get better in time. You'll actually learn to appreciate it more. Like when mum was like, "Oh, are you gonna be okay on your own?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I love my time alone so much, because like every weekend in November I'm doing something different. So the fact I've got like this weekend alone to myself is probably a good thing. Hopefully next month, me and my friends are going to Bath, like me and my old uni friends, and some of my friends still live in Bath, so that'll be nice. Matthew and Eve, we need to book that if you're watching this. Now we're going to Bath in November, bonfire night next weekend, a housewarming the weekend after, then it'll be Bath after that. And the last weekend of November is my brother's birthday, so he's going out for a meal and things and getting my hair done. First week of December, I'll be in London for a weekend away, so that'd be nice. Christmas, like honestly, this year is going so quickly. I've rambled enough now. I'm going to finish my dinner, then have a bath, and then continue my evening. Okay, the bathroom is a bit of a mess, but I thought I'd just show you what's going on. So I've just crumbled a bit of a Snow Fairy bubble bath from Lush. Gonna shave my legs and everything. This is my current shower gel, and I love this exfoliator. You can get it like really cheap from Sainsbury's. Then I'm going to read a book, and I'm going to pop him in the bath in a minute, or her, whatever she decides to identify as. Yeah, so I'm reading Unexpected Lessons in Love by Lucy Dillon. Really love it. Really nice, easy, girly read. And of course, got a little candle going for the ambiance. Hey guys, happy Halloween. It's actually Halloween tomorrow when I'm filming this. This is what it looks like in the tub. Getting very bubbly. I'm going to jump in a minute. Right, now I'm going to show you how to make the best hot chocolate of your life with froth from home. So I'm starting obviously with the Cadbury's hot chocolate. You can use whatever hot chocolate you'd like, but this is personally a favourite of mine. So I'm just doing 4 heaped teaspoons, I think it was. She's still going. And then I just put the lid back on. And then I added a little bit of milk. Now, I don't do the whole thing milk. I just find it a bit much. But I just do maybe, I don't know, maybe like an inch worth of milk. Just enough to like cover the powder. And then I start stirring it all in to make a like thick paste. I'll show you in the next clip. So can you see it's kind of forming a paste. It's not all milky, but it's not all watery either. And it's when you start mixing it, the powder does kind of merge into the milk. And it just, as I said, it gets thicker and it makes like a paste texture. So yeah, just keep stirring away and it will get to the paste that you want it to be. And this actually helps with the frothing process. And now the kettle's boiled, you just pour the hot water on top of that. Again, if you prefer hot milk, maybe just pour hot milk over the top of it instead, but I prefer water. And then, as you can see, you get so much froth at the top by doing the paste first. So yeah, really easy way to get a frothy hot chocolate is milk first, mix it together, then pour the hot water. Look at that beauty. I'm now going to drink my hot chocolate, watch a bit of YouTube before I go to bed. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you liked it. Let me know if you like the mukbang. I can definitely do more of those. I actually really enjoyed filming it. Oh, spilling this everywhere. Yeah, I really enjoyed filming it. So if you want more, let me know. And I hope you liked this video. Sorry if it was a bit long. But as I said, it was quite nice to film it actually. So yes, thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.